Yeah, you got to wait 24 hours before you can check anything on
Our
YouTube.
loyal fans are going to find us.
Our loyal fan will be there.
Our loyal fan will find us. Are we recording again?
We are recording.
Welcome back to
so,
ColbertRadio.com.
Margo, we're doing sports. You can go off and do something else for a little while, okay? You don't need to listen to this.
My Bargo.
Well, the SEC Championship was played this Saturday.
Well, one team played in it.
Yeah, one team showed up. Don't know about the other one. Good Lord. That Cam Newton is unbelievable. Oh, yes, we can.
Yes, we can.
Oh, yes, we can. That Auburn quarterback. And we're like, good God. I mean, how do you stop this guy? First of all, he's 6'6", 250 pounds.
He's bigger than the linebackers.
He's bigger than the linebackers trying to chase him down.
Yes, he's a beast.
They can't bring him down.
And he's got an accurate throwing arm.
Oh God, it's just amazing.
Darvin Adams caught 217 receiving yards in the first half.
Oh, they just destroyed it.
Our off-malign secondary had their worst day of the year. We gave up 500 yards.
That may be the worst
offense.
defensive secondary I've ever seen at University of South Carolina. And I go way back.
We have good defensive secondary.
Years when we didn't win a game, we had a better defensive secondary.
There's talent in our defensive secondary. There just must not be smarts.
Well, you know, they better figure it out.
They better
figure it out.
Holy crap.
But I want my congratulations to University of South Carolina. They really had a very good year this year.
And they are going
9-3 to the regular season. They're going to the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl.
Ironically.
In Atlanta, back into the Georgia Dome.
Where
they have their worst nightmares. So when they go back in there, of course, they'll all start throwing up along the side.
They're going to start.
God, we're back here again.
You know what? I want to see them. They're playing Florida State.
Florida State.
I want to see them bleed the field with Florida State and just bury all the ghosts of the SEC
Florida State did a number on Florida, son.
So
let me tell you. Yeah, but we did too. So it promised to be a good game. It's an interesting game. It's a game that Gamecocks will care about. Florida State.
Their first bowl game outside the Bowden area? Era? Sorry.
Yeah, outside the Bowden area, and they've done well too. They finished the regular season 9-3.
They did, and they had a chance at the ACC championship, but they lost their championship game to Virginia Tech. We lost our championship.
Both teams are 9-4. Identical records coming into the and actually let me tell you something. I would want to have won the SEC game, but I'm telling you what, I'm glad we didn't get the Outback Bowl.
Right.
The Chick-fil-A Bowl is a much better bowl for us. South Carolina Penn State matchup, no one's going to give a rat's butt.
Right.
South Carolina against Florida State, people are going to care about that.
People are going to travel to it.
Because, and
Tallahassee's right up the road.
We used to play Florida State. They're not far away. We never play Penn State.
Sure.
It's not likely we ever will play Penn State.
Yep.
Unless it's for a national champion or something like that. So who cares? Nobody wants to see that. Everyone wants to see the Southern matchup.
Yeah.
So our congratulations also to Auburn.
Yep.
And all I know is that I want the Carolina Panthers, the suckiest team in the NFL, worse, if you ask me, than the Detroit Lions. I want the Carolina Panthers to draft Cam Newton.
I think the Carolina Gamecocks could take the Carolina Panthers right now.
My God, they're awful.
Yeah.
How could that team be that bad?
And they don't play Eric Norwood.
They were in the Super Bowl 2 years ago.
It's true.
They made the playoffs last year.
No, they were in the NFC Championship. They didn't make it to the Super Bowl.
I know they've been to a Super Bowl with John Fox.
They have been to one, but that was a while back. That was
that was with John Fox.
No, that was against Tom Brady, like one of Tom Brady's first years in New England.
John Fox had to have been their coach.
Yeah.
Don Capers got him the second year to the NFC Championship.
Right, and then they did go to a Super Bowl, but they lost the Super Bowl to the Patriots.
They lost the Super Bowl to the Patriots, that's right. And then last year they were at the they went to the NFC Championship game that year?
No. A couple years ago, I think they made it back.
Yeah, I do know. I'm pretty sure they made the playoffs last year. But
last year they did not.
No, maybe
it was
not.
the year before they made
They've
the
just
playoffs.
been getting worse. Anyway,
John
Fox
they
is on
played
the way
against
out.
the Cardinals for the NFC Championship. That's what it was. And Jake
2 years ago, that's right.
Yeah, Jake Del Homo threw 5 interceptions.
Jake Del Homo.
Jake Del Homo was the quarterback for the Arizona Cardinals. He was just wearing the wrong uniform.
Jake Del Homo had been amazing that year. Amazing.
Yep,
I really thought that was Carolina's year.
Yeah.
Jake Delhomme was playing great. They had receivers. They had great running backs. They had great defenses. This is their year. And then Jake Delhomme throws 5 interceptions or something
in the
championship game against the Cardinals. I go, how could a guy be that good and then suck that much?
They beat the Falcons.
I'd like to find out whether or not Jake Delhomme gambles.
Yeah, they beat the Falcons, who came up after the whole Vic scandal with Matt Ryan and went basically from worst to first in their division. And they beat them for the NFC Championship. And then they lose, or for their division championship, and then they lose to the Cardinals because of Jake Delhomme. I mean, you really wish like you would hand the team the responsibility. But when your quarterback puts the ball in the opposing team's hands 5 times, and we're Gamecocks fans, we know something about this. I don't think Blake Mitchell ever found a receiver wearing a garnet and black jersey. Ever.
No.
So when your quarterback chucks up that many interceptions, and by the way, I met a girl who went to the University of South Carolina with Blake Mitchell, and not surprisingly, dumb as a rock.
I know. I actually took some classes with some football players back when I was in college, and I said, "Holy cow!" They all had a pretty co-ed who sat there taking notes for them in class and stuff like that. Professors pretty much just dismiss those guys. They just don't want to deal with them. Let's see.
They can't deal with them because if they get cracked down on sports.
Yeah, sports. Well, do you like basketball at all?
I don't.
Yeah,
really.
sports.
Yeah, but sports.
You got to build a university your football team is proud of.
There's I like college basketball. I'm not a big NBA fan.
I'm not a big basketball fan.
But I like college basketball if I've got a dog in the hunt.
Yeah.
And that means usually the University of South Carolina. And
Sure.
they have what looks to me like a very promising basketball team this year. They've got one senior starting, Muldrow.
Muldrow, who's big.
Who's big, and he's very good.
Good in the
but
paint.
they have got some freshmen and sophomores playing on that team that are just awesome, but they are freshmen and sophomores. So they are going to learn ways to lose games.
Right.
By the time they're juniors and seniors, they're going to know how to win those games.
Right.
They have one particular guard in there, and I'm not talking about Richardson. I'm talking about Bruce Ellington.
Kid's a dynamo.
He is a dynamo, and I know Bruce. I taught Bruce. And I plan on going to catching some games and having a little talk with Bruce.
When Bruce goes into the NBA, you might want to get some tickets.
When he goes to the NBA, I will become a huge NBA fan.
Yep.
Whatever team he's playing for, that's going to be my team.
There you go.
Bruce is going to be amazing. I know, and that's one of the advantages of the profession I've been in. I know some of these guys who eventually actually make it in professional sports. But Bruce is going to be amazing. And I know another one coming along who's just like a freshman in high school. And I won't mention his name on here because he is a freshman in high school. I won't ban any names about.
Wow.
But I'm telling you, this kid's going to be amazing. I asked him recently, he said, "Are you still going to go to Florida?" He wanted to go and be quarterback in Florida. I said, no, he wants to go to North Carolina. Which is actually smart. If I were him, I want to go somewhere where I have a chance to make a big impact as early as possible in my career. Florida ain't going to be it.
No.
I remember there was a player here at Somerville decades ago who wound up going to Alabama. Seemed like a good idea.
Yeah,
I remember thinking to myself, Bear Bryant. I remember thinking to myself, oh God, no, you don't want to go to Bear. Don't go to Bama. Go to Mississippi.
Yeah.
Go someplace where you're going to say, wow, I want to be in there, playing quickly, get me some receivers, that sort of thing, and let's have at it. You go to Bama, they're going to have 4 or 5 guys who can step in there and play quarterback. Bear Bryant, you get lost in the shuffle in those places. So anyway, that's all we have for sports.
Yeah. Right.
And so we'll worry about
contributions, Brooke.
We'll be right back with ColbertRadio.com. Margo, you come on back. Yeah, tell her to come on back.